Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and welcome to a video that was requested by me by a guy in the comments. So if you want to find him down there, his username thing is Mac XPS. He asked me on my setup tour video if I could do a review of, or not a review, but like a kind of video about my Xserve. So I have been meaning to do this for a while, and I never got around to it. When I attempted to do it, the computer freaked out at me and my camera stopped recording the video, and I just got pissed off and I ended up scrapping all that footage, among many other times that I've gotten annoyed by this machine while recording, which basically I'll go into all that later. So also sorry about the background noise. As I'm sure you can tell, we're in my basement again because this is quite a large machine. And my mom is recording, and my dad is also probably going to be starting to do something that makes noise, given the situation. So anyway, this is my Xserve. So I'm going to start talking about it, how I use it on my home network, later on in the video. But I'm just going to kind of do a tour of the machine right now. So this, of course, is the Xserve. If we open it up, so there's two screws on the back. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but there's two screws, thumb screws on the top panel. You slide it. This thing is really kind of shoddy on this particular system. So anyway, now that that's off, you can see everything here. So RAM, 8 gigs of DDR2 FB. Processors under here, these are both quad cores, so it's an 8-core 3 gigahertz model. This is the fan array for cooling, blowing air across the system and everything. These are the PCIe risers. So I used to have the GT120 in this one, in this bay right here, but I took that out because it was kind of redundant. So the operating system I'm running on here is OS 10.6.8, sorry, and it basically, the system supports up to 10.7 Lion. I don't know how many 10.7.x versions it goes up to, but yeah, latest it goes is 10.7. So I'm running 10.6, like I said. I don't know why I don't have 10.7 on here. I should probably put 10.7 on here. And yeah, basically that's it. So GT120 has Yosemite and El Capitan support. This X1300, I think it is, or it's the X1600 or something. It does not have Yosemite support. This is basically the reason I can't do 10.8 or higher. So yeah, basically what I had when I was running Yosemite on this was I took that out and I put the GT120 in there, and it worked fine once I configured with the board IDs. You can see how I did that in my MacBook OS installation video from a few months back. So that's basically it. Hard drive bay is up here, optical drive, of course. Yeah, so I am going to now, where's my screwdriver? I was going to take the fan array off, or the cover here off, but I guess not. So on the front you can see down here, hard drive bays. So power button, that button basically, there's a light next to it, it'll flash 3 times, go off, flash 3 times, go off if there's a system problem. But if you press that button, the light just keeps flashing, and that's like rack identification or something. So like if you have a bunch of these stacked, I guess that's what it's supposed to be for. And if you read that, or says that in the Apple manual, so I guess there you go. This right here, this is the enclosure lock. So when you put the key in there, and you rotate it, it engages the lock. So what it does is it locks out USB, and I don't think it locks out the monitor, but it locks out USB, and it locks the drives in and it locks the top case or the top panel on, and that's of course for security. I don't usually use that, but sometimes when I leave the machine running and I don't want to, because basically what I do is I use screen sharing to control this when it's not being stupid. More on that later, of course, like I said. So hard drives, I have this 80 gig hard drive. This is one of the small thin ones that I use for mainly testing purposes, but of course I have one in the server as the boot drive. That's just 80 gigabytes like I said. And then these two are these are 500 gig Hitachi DeskStar hard drives, and those like I said in the setup tour, those are in RAID 0. I do have a daily backup on those, but eventually I'm going to move over to a single drive 1 terabyte setup, so that'll be pretty soon. And yeah, so what else? Trying to think. I think I said this already, those are both 500 gig drives, but if I didn't, there you go. RAID 0, 7200 RPM, I think. I also have 2 of these in RAID 0 in my Power Mac G5. So I will go ahead now and flip the machine around and show you the back. So of course, you can see, sorry about the focus, serial console. This is the mini DVI connector for the graphics. Dual Ethernet, and in Yosemite I teamed those, but I don't have Yosemite on this. These are both FireWire 800s, and then 2 USB 2, and then the dual power supplies, dual power supplies. So this one that I'm pulling out now, that came with the machine. And then of course if you go back to the first video on my channel, or I guess the second physical video, I got this power supply here, and that is, so I have redundant power supplies in there. So yeah, that's basically the tour, like a hardware tour of the machine. I guess now I'll go on to how I use it in my network setup. So this is it in its current configuration. So the reason I have it down in my basement again is because in the setup tour video you saw how the machine was connected to my network switch, and then that was going to an Airport Express base station. Basically, the Airport Express base stations that at least my family owns, they are they don't work at all for some reason. They just don't, like, we use them as Wi-Fi like access points and Wi-Fi extenders. They just don't work at all. So I don't know what their problem is, but oh well. I'm gonna stop using them. I'm going to see if I can get conduit run from my bedroom to my basement, which yes, my family has thought about that given my network setup. And yeah, so it's plugged in directly to my Airport Extreme downstairs in my basement, so I can access it from anywhere in the house without having to go up to my room, unplug my base station, plug it back in, wait 10 minutes for it to fail again, and then have to redo that. Anyway, so of course, connecting to it from the Mac Pro isn't a problem because that's over Ethernet to the switch as well. So anyway, here it is in its current configuration, just plugged into the wall off camera and then plugged into the switch, or into the thing back there. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and start it up. Anyway, so you can see it's starting to boot into something now. All the lights started dancing, and so yeah, the machine basically, for a little while, the fans would go up to about, I'm gonna say 50%. So 50 to 75%. Actually, I think they're doing that now. So, okay, but they do that. And that's how I know the thing's in an OS, because it'll just start screaming at me, and then the fans go back down to normal operating speed. It's something specific to this server here. Other Xserves wouldn't do that. So, yeah, you can hear the fans slowly revving up. But, yeah, so I guess I will start talking about it from a network perspective. So this is my MacBook Pro, of course, and the reason I'm showing this in the video is because I have a neat little feature set up. So when I hit the power button, machine turns on, and immediately starts booting. I love how fast this machine starts. It's absolutely amazing. It takes like 20 seconds. I mean, look at this. Truly amazing. Probably more like, yeah, but 20 seconds roughly. If I could type in my password right. You guys probably saw that, but I don't really care. So yeah, you can see immediately it connects to storage pool, and this is my server. So you can see down here, when we look at that, that's AMS server, Xserve. So yeah, so you can see I have the boot drive, my home folder, which I don't know why that's shareable, because I disabled that, and then storage pool, that's basically the shared pool. So over here you can see it automatically connects and everything. So I did that in my settings. I went to users and groups, then my main account, login items, login options, login items, and you can see storage pool volume. I don't know why that went. Oh well. So I just added, or when I first connected to the server, and asked me for my password and everything, I had the keychain thing, remember the password, and it just does that now. So that's pretty cool. And on that note, yeah, so this is the storage pool. So I basically just use this as a file server, nothing else. So you can see this. This is just a random thing I tried doing on my server, but anyway, you can see I have I have 4 sections. I have my documents, a pictures folder, and that is just like the desktop backgrounds I've made, and that's the one I used to have. I now have a map. iPhone imports, other, so this is like logos I've made, like this one. Photography, and that's that. I tried to take a picture of a bird, and screenshots, so that's like stuff like all that. Anyway, I thought that was cool. If you're wondering about that, I thought that was cool. I don't know. I take pictures of everything like that. So yeah, that's basically it. So documents, I have just sell out plans. I plan to sell like a ton of my equipment, including the Xserve eventually. An audio schematic I made for just a little audio controller. All that cheap water cooling stuff, cheap water cooling project, my LAN party list that I made, school, and then sell out items, so you can see Xserve there. But shared applications, I have Carbon Copy Cloner and TeamViewer 9 right there, and then video editing and YouTube. So this is like from when I was using my iPhone. When I first started the channel, that's what that archive is. This is from originally when I started this channel back a year ago, and then an archive of an SD card. So yeah, I'm not going to go into showing my file system in this video, but that's basically it on that. So this machine is used as a file server, and I connect to it through my airport base station in my basement now. And so this Mac XPS guy, he wanted me to talk about the setup, so I'm just making a video about it for him because I wanted to. Anyway, he wanted me to talk about it, like, anyway, I can't think today. I'm really tired today. I'm not going to go into that. But so I just connect to it as a file server. It's not set up like port forwarded over in networks yet, but I intend to do that so I can connect to it from like school and whatnot. That's kind of what I use TeamViewer for. My friend showed me, he's the friend who gave me the graphics card and the RAM for my gaming PC. He showed me how to use TeamViewer in like a run-only mode on our school computers, so that's what I'm going to use for it now. And stuff like that. So, what else? Yeah, I use it as a file server. That's basically it. So, yeah, I want to go into the problems I have with this machine. So, basically, I got it New Year's Day. No, I got it December 31st, 2014. And the machine, basically, I got it, worked fine, and it came with the rack mount hardware as well, so if I sell it, I'll sell it with the rack mount hardware too. But basically the machine only supports 3 drives, which is a problem for me because I can only have 1 terabyte plus a boot drive, and I don't plan on spending money to get one of those PCIe to SATA connect like things that like OWC makes. I'm just not really in the mood to spend $60 on an item like that. Another thing is the machine only supports up to 10.7, like I said. You can see I'm running 10.10 on this, 10.10 on the Mac Pro. I'm not on El Capitan yet, just because I still have to acclimate to all that. You get what I'm saying. In other words, I hate El Capitan, just like I hate Yosemite. Yeah, so then the fans go to full speed, and a huge problem for me here is the machine doesn't have built-in Wi-Fi. And being that it doesn't support built-in, or it doesn't have built-in Wi-Fi, I have to have it connected to the base stations, which of course upstairs in my bedroom doesn't work. So now I have to run up and down the stairs to turn it on if I want to, or fix all the problems I have with it, such as it sometimes just decides randomly to go offline and I can't connect to it at all. Sometimes it will, and this is a problem I've had through many different installations of OS X. It's something with the system. Screen sharing sometimes doesn't work on it. It's a lot of the time I will turn it on, run upstairs, and nothing will happen. I'll run downstairs and it shut itself off again. On further testing, I realize now I hit the power button, runs for about 3 seconds, and turns itself off randomly. It will just many things like that. Sometimes it just won't go online at all when I turn it on. There's tons of other problems that I can't remember now, but eventually I am gonna go for a Mac Mini. I would like to get a Core Solo Mac Mini and upgrade the processor, RAM, and hard drives. That'll make a really neat video. So I guess you guys get something out of that too. And then Mac Mini supports built-in Wi-Fi, or it at least has built-in Wi-Fi even, which I know it's a server, and I don't blame it for not having built-in Wi-Fi, but it would really be nice if it had built-in Wi-Fi, and I'm not going to go out and buy one of those like cheap third-party airport cards for it. It's just, I mean, it's a server and it uses Ethernet in a network, so I can't really blame it for that, like I said. But it's loud. I can't have it in my bedroom. It always goes offline, which I'm thinking a Mac Mini wouldn't do that. From what I've tested with other systems, I'm even thinking about taking my new one of these MacBook Pros and turning it into a server, just running it under my desk, or running it like on top of my rack or something. But I really can't think of anything. I'm starting to repeat myself now, but yeah, it's just really a shoddy configuration. I really don't like it. Like I said, it's loud, it's outdated, it sometimes will go offline, I can't have it in my bedroom. It consumes too much power. If I have it running in my bedroom, I blow a fuse, because idiotically my brother and I share a 15 amp fuse, and he basically has a pretty similar configuration to what I have, except he has a Windows setup and I'm running OS 10. But yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen to this machine, but I'm really not a big fan of it. I've wanted an Xserve for a while, or I had wanted an Xserve for a while. I basically, in 2013, I first discovered the Xserve. I didn't even know Apple made it until then, and I fell in love with the way it looked. It was just a really nice server. And I wanted one, and I finally got one, and it's really been, I just haven't liked it at all. When I first got it, I tried using it as my main computer for a while. That went okay. Actually, no, when I first got it, it took me about a week and a half to get it to boot into something, because I don't know, like, why it can't just boot. That's another thing. Sometimes it will just randomly, like, hang before it starts booting into an operating system, and it'll just not do anything. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I really don't. Eventually I'm gonna get a Mac Mini, like I said. I'm even looking into turning the 775 gaming PC into a server, like a FreeNAS box or something, but I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Mac XPS, I hope this solved your questions. If it doesn't, please tell me. I'll make a follow-up for you. This guy is a great guy. But yeah, so like I said, that's gonna end the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It took me about 6 months to film this video, because I've tried doing it many times, and it's over now. And it's a really bad video because I'm not enthusiastic about making videos about this computer. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And what that video will be, I have no idea. But I had a great idea about my MacBook Pro server thought. So, yeah. See you in the next video.